And here we go again, back into the deep freeze here in central Iowa. Snowing just a little bit, been sleeting, the last couple hours or so. It's been sleeting off and on. It's supposed to do that for the next 2 days, 2-3 days. Getting colder, it's gonna be down around 0 again. But by golly, it's not gonna be too long. Should be warming up. Spring is right around the corner. So I imagine the heaters, both heaters, if you watch that video, got another torpedo heater, DeWalt heater, and they were both kicked on here a little bit ago. It does not take long to warm it up in here. I know it. They're gonna both kick on. That one kicks on first, and then this one. Belched out a little smoke on that one. Usually doesn't do that. I'm gonna let them heat it up in here again, and then we'll get on with the show. Darn tire keeps going flat. So I'm sure some of you probably saw the little teaser picture I put up on Instagram, and that was with rear quarter panel on the Bronco. This rear quarter panel actually, as you probably have guessed, is not installed on the Bronco. It's basically just sitting on there, and this is one that I got that was damaged. If you can see it, should be able to see that right in there. And that's not totally uncommon when you get these panels, especially these big panels like a Ford Bronco quarter panel. But they did send me another one, so I've got a left and a right, and no damage on those. So I decided to take the one that did have a little damage and just fit it on there, and gave me a little more motivation to drive forward a little faster on this, because honestly I was just getting tired of coming down here and seeing it look like this. So I went ahead and I just slapped this quarter panel on there. Kind of a booger to get on, I'll tell you that much, but I got it on there. It's not sitting exactly how it should probably. It's just sitting on there. But it does give you a little bit of an idea, and weather alert coming across on my phone, but does give you a little bit of an idea how it's going to start coming together once I get this back end all figured out. And that is what I'm going to try to do today. I need to figure out how the heck I'm going to tie this tube into the sides and make it all stout and sturdy and everything. Also need to pull a dimension on the tailgate. Probably going to have to pull it out here away from the wall. I want to get a dimension from this latch here, this side to the other side, and overall width of the tailgate, which I think I have that written down somewhere. Somebody gave me a dimension that I think is pretty reliable from, we're just going to call this a washer right here, from washer to washer on the other side over to here. And mine measures a little different than what they gave me. So if you have one of these Broncos and you would want to get a dimension from washer to washer and drop that down in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. And even though people seem to really like seeing the quarter panel on this here Bronco, I need to get that pulled back off of there and get to work on the back end of this thing so we can officially mount a quarter panel on there. And you have to admit it's going to look like a whole new beast once we get some skin on this thing. So we'll go ahead and get this quarter panel off of here. And I'm going to put it back in its box. And now we're back to the same old ugly thing that we've been looking at. I think it's time to retire the Ford banner it gave up the other day. So I'm wanting to get a dimension from right here to the same place on the other side, over Chia, and then measure it on the Bronco and see where we're at. So I'm going to do that and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so here's what I've come up with. Overall total length on the tailgate, I have it 66 7/8. In my head I'm thinking it should be 67, but I measured it with a couple different tape measures, and 66 7/8 is what I come up with. This measurement here, latch to tailgate side, I'm going from the center of the latch, I'll show you here in a minute, to the inner, I'm calling it the inner panel, and that's at 1/2 inch on each side, so that's 1 inch. Width of the inner panel, 64 1/8. This inner part here, 64 1/8. So 64 1/8, 1/2 inch each side. Come up latch to latch of 65 1/8, which isn't as critical as it sounds. And the reason I say that is I came up with latch to latch 65 1/8. Well, it's 1/2 inch from this edge to the center of that latch, and you could go out beyond that also. And Jesse's over there, or Buddy's over there, slurping away on water. Anyway, so you have a lot more give and play there than you might think. So with this inner panel, this panel here, hi guys, you can go somewhere. I'm trying to make a video here. With that panel being 64 1/8. Center of latch to center of latch is 65 1/8. The narrowest on the Bronco, and when I say the narrowest that we could be, I'm talking about between, well, not really between this edge, it'd be between the inside edge to inside edge on the other side. You guys want out, I suppose. There you go. A little chilly out there. But like I was saying, the inside to inside over here, narrowest that could be, actually it would be, it'd be the outside. It would be this side to this side. Theoretically, the narrowest that could be would be 64 1/8, but if it was exactly 64 1/8, you'd be rubbing every time you came up against there, so probably add, well, I don't know, at least 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch for give and play. Anyway, I measured all that out, and as it sits right now, everything looks like it should work. The overall length, I don't even remember what I measured. I was trying to figure out between the inside of this, on this side and that side, and then the quarter panel is going to come in here and wrap around here, so that's going to take some away from that. I'm not exactly sure how much. It's not a lot. I mean, it's similar to that, but I think we're sitting pretty good the way it is. If anything, I think these could be brought in just a little bit. And this one to me looks like it's the one that needs brought in. Can't move them much. I mean, everything is, you know, all welded up in here, or solid piece. But they do have a little bit of flexibility to them. So need to think about it a little bit more. Maybe take a square or something and go along the top of this tube, or maybe I should just call this the sill now, and up against this. And I'm not sure how big of a gap there was between the quarter panel and, you know, when you shut the tailgate, between the tailgate and the quarter panel, I assume it's like the doors. I never measured it and don't remember, but I assume it's very similar to like the doors. So we're awful darn close, if not where it's going to work. So kind of putting myself out there on this one, but if anybody sees something I'm not seeing, drop it in the comments down below and I'll take a look at it. But at least according to the measurements I took, and I did it about 3 times, it looks like it would work as we sit right now. If anything, I think maybe we need to tighten it up just a smidge, not a whole lot. But this one to me seems like maybe it needs to be just brought in a little bit. I need to figure out how to get the proper measurement on that. These do measure the same from, I measured across them from up in front and in the back, and they seem to be the same. So I think we're sitting pretty darn close. I know. Poor Ford banner. That'll work for now. I'm gonna have to get something else to put up there. So like I said, I'm gonna go over my dimensions again, and then I don't know, maybe I will hang the tailgate off of this thing. It's one thing I really don't want to screw up. It's just that tailgate is pretty darn heavy. To hang it back here without it being all welded up, it's going to put a lot of stress on things. But we'll see. I'm pretty confident that the measurements I have, it would work the way it sits right now. I mean, these sides can't be off too much, because like I said, they're, you know, this is all original down here. They couldn't have gone too far out of shape. I mean, yeah, there is quite a bit of play there. I think as long as these are straight up and down, should be in good shape. I'm gonna keep playing around with this, and then we're gonna get it all welded down to the sill, that filled in, all welded along here. Buddy's chasing his tail. And then we're putting a quarter panel on this thing. Well, I've got to finish welding this up here. That won't take very long. But then we're going to get that quarter panel on here permanently, instead of just a mock-up. And I'm going to throw in here real quick, if you have a license plate or anything else that you would like to send in to the Fox shop, address where you can do so down in the description, along with a link for hoodies, t-shirts, channel stickers, that kind of stuff. It's down there as well. And if you haven't checked out Central Oregon Shenanigans, those 2 clowns, James and Kyle, they just picked up a $200 project truck. The last video they put up, I thought it was pretty funny, just all the shenanigans that they're doing over there at Central Oregon Shenanigans. Go check it out. I'll link it down below and on the end screen. And if you like what you see over there, hit that subscribe button. So that's going to do it for this video. There goes the heater. Like I said, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to double, triple check dimensions again and see what else I can do to make sure this is where it needs to be. And hopefully by the next video, this will all be welded up, ready to go, and we're going to be like real close to slapping a quarter panel on this. There's some other things I want to do first. But till then, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.